Thank you, Mr President. I seek leave to make a brief explanation before addressing a question without notice to the Minister for Regional Development on the topic of regional students. Last week, the Malinauskas government announced plans for a new university to be created by the merging of the University of Adelaide and the University of South Australia. The announcement was coupled with a commitment from the Premier for a $100 million perpetual fund to support students from low socio-economic groups to enrol in the new university. According to the demographic data resource ID Community, 1.5% of regional people in South Australia are attending university compared to 5.6% of their metro counterparts in Greater Adelaide. My questions to the Minister therefore are: what proportion of the perpetual fund will be allocated to regional students? What role has the Minister played in ensuring that the perpetual fund will meet the needs of people from low socio-economic backgrounds in the regions? And has the Minister read the business case for the university merger?
Minister for Primary Industries and Regional Development.
Thank you, Mr President. I thank the honourable member for his question. Firstly, we've had some very productive discussions within various forums of the government around the need for support for people from low socio-economic backgrounds, including those from regional areas. I've certainly raised the specific issue of regional students within those discussions. The $100 million perpetual fund is, I think, a huge achievement, assuming that if indeed the creation of the new university does proceed, is a huge achievement in addressing some of the inequities that exist within our communities, including between metropolitan and regional residents. The ability to access high-quality education is something that we as a government are absolutely committed to. And one of the things that I'm very pleased about is that the proposed new institution is, of course, being formed with a view to growing, and that may well result in growth into regional areas, either by expanding what is there or by expanding into new areas that don't currently have campuses. Now, of course, that will be the specific decisions of the institution concerned, as indeed decisions of that nature are at the moment of the existing institutions. But it's certainly something that I think is very exciting for our state, and I look forward to seeing that further develop. Now, since the honourable member also did mention in his opening remarks that this was about regional students, I might take the opportunity to also draw members' attention to another recent announcement we made, which was around the Regional Skills Fund, which was specifically about enabling students in regional areas to better access TAFE courses. Prior to now, there has been a requirement that there be a minimum of 12 students to be able to run a course in a regional area, and now that has been reduced to 5 students. So that means that there is a real opportunity for more courses to be run in regional locations, and I think that's an additional boost for people living in our thriving regions.
Supplementary question arising from the answer. The Honourable Mr Sims.
With whom has the Minister had these discussions regarding regional students, and have these discussions involved Flinders University? And has she read the business case?
Minister.
Thank you, Mr President, and I thank the honourable member for his supplementary question. In terms of the discussions that I've had, that has been particularly with my Cabinet colleagues. Clearly this is a very important topic for our state. It's something that has been the basis of numerous discussions and various fora. Now, remembering, of course, that this is, it was, if not the first, I think the Voice was the first commitment that we made while we were in opposition in terms of new policies. It was certainly among the first few that we made while we were in opposition, which was to encourage and promote the creation of a new institution that would better serve our university cohort, would better serve our state, both in terms of offerings in the near future, but also establishing the sorts of skills and qualifications and the future workforce that we need for the many exciting projects that are occurring as a result of investment, support and initiative by the Malinauskas Labor government.
You called it. Final supplementary.
The Minister referenced the Labor Party's election commitment. Was the government's commitment, or the then Labor opposition's commitment, to hold a commission of inquiry into establishing a new university, or was it to simply do it?
Minister.
Thank you, Mr President. I'm sure most members would recall that the commitment was to establish a commission of inquiry, and then what eventuated after the election was, as I understand it, an approach by the University of South Australia and the University of Adelaide, and they indicated that they wished to progress the possible creation of a new university essentially between themselves. Obviously there's government support that is offered and provided, but that's what they were wanting to do. As a result, our government put on hold the Commission of Inquiry, given that that was the stated desire in terms of pursuing it under a different mechanism from the University of South Australia and the University of Adelaide. Now, I think it'll be interesting to see whether those opposite in particular do support the establishment of a new institution, if they do support the opportunity to really increase the capability here in South Australia, and whether they are actually interested in the future of our state or merely in its past.
Order. No. Moving on. The Honourable Deputy